The vlog today revolves around standardized testing and the several different issues that are involved with that. Well, first of all, I know Carlo has a strong opinion about getting rid of grading completely in education, and I'd have to also agree with him and follow along similar lines as Dr. Ricci. Similarly, Holt also described grading and that it hinders learning because we can't learn if we're actually only really interested in our grades. So, how do students think about grading? Well, obviously, students are putting a great importance on grading. Students are becoming physically ill. Students are becoming seriously anxious and nervous at the times of testing and assessment. And oftentimes, if students aren't in with the standard or with the mean, they often are drugged or stereotyped and scared, okay, and scapegoated because they're not smart students. So there's several different issues with grading, and I'd have to agree with Carlo because I think we should get rid of grading altogether and do away with grading. Because why are we grading? We're setting up our children to fail. That's all the purpose of testing is getting people to fail, is to ranking our children. And why are we after that? Why are we trying to rank our students? So I'd like to go into something a little bit more personal. My son just started gymnastics when he was about 17, 18 months. And that was his first report card. It was ridiculous. At 18 months, from the Apollo Gymnastics Club, it says Mom, Pops, and Tots report card. Okay, at 18 months old, my son was given his first report card. And at the back, the comments says Michael has shown much improvement, including his social skills as well as his fundamental gymnastics skills. My son at 18 months has already been given a report card. Is that not ridiculous? I kind of laughed when my wife brought it home to me, and I said, "Are you kidding me? That they're evaluating and assessing my son at 18 months of age? Like, what has our society come to? Like, we need to assess. I need to have my son's gymnastics instructor telling me that he's below average or above average. And what is it? It's just a description. It's a checklist. Look, he even got a ribbon. Woohoo! It's a checklist. He accomplished level 1. Level 1 at 18 months. My son was good. He could stand straight. Stand body straight in prone position. Straight body in spine position. Climb through foam shapes. Woohoo! He only got one level 2 check mark, and that was log roll on the floor. Oh boy. Anyways, the level 3 two-footed hops. He didn't do any two-footed hops. He didn't get a check mark for level 3 two-footed hops at 18 months. But when my son's in the kitchen or playing at the house, he's doing two-footed hops all afternoon. Okay, he's got a probably 3 or 4 inch vertical right now at 18 months old. Like, wow. I thought that was amazing. But this guy doesn't even have a level 3 on his Apollo Gymnastics card. Level 4, hop on 1 foot. At 18 months, my son did not attain a level 4 at gymnastics. What am I supposed to do? Is he an awful gymnast? Should I take him out of gymnastics because he couldn't reach a level 4? Should I penalize my son for not being a level 4 gymnast at 18 months? Are you kidding me? What has society turned to? Man, imagine what these kids feel like in grade 3, in grade 4, in grade 5, in grade 6, after they continue to fail every single year. They continue to fail. No wonder these kids are physically ill. No wonder these kids have anxiety. No wonder these kids are drugged and told that they're losers. No wonder all these students hate school. Wow. How would you like it if at 18 months old you were graded and told you were no good? How do you think the rest of your life is going to be? Do you think you'll have a chip on your shoulder? Do you think you'll have a little bit of bias towards some people? Wow, that's ridiculous. And so, as I was doing my research for the class, I also came along another article, okay, which I thought was very, Very interesting. The Globe and Mail, it was a blog by one of the editors, says right there very clearly, will schools start grading your parenting? And I thought it was a great article because we've talked about so much grading and how we should be doing away with grading, doing away with mandatory attendance, doing away with assignments. Anyways, I just want to read a couple quick lines on the article. It says, that's the proposal a Florida State Representative, Kelly Stargel, is hoping to convince her fellow lawmakers to adopt. Okay, the Parent Involvement and Accountability in Public Schools bill would see parents of kids from pre-K to grade 3 assigned a satisfactory, needs improvement, or unsatisfactory in these areas. So now our teachers are going to grade us on parenting. Maybe that's how it should be. Maybe we should be graded on our parenting and not maybe our child shouldn't be assessed. So the categories that they're going to be assessed: parental response to request for conferences or communication, the student's completion of homework and preparation for tests. So if my son wasn't prepared for his test, I guess I got a failure. Possibly. The student's physical preparation for school that has an effect on mental preparation, the frequency of the student's absences or tardiness. Wow. This is trouble. This only spells trouble. So, the article goes on, and then right at the very end of the article, the last line, the article reads, but will parent report cards just send parents into fits of anxiety they thought they'd left behind decades ago? So now they're even talking about parents having anxiety over their report cards, just like they once did as a student, just like they went through their whole lives. Now we're bringing it all the way back, full circle, and now we're getting graded again. That's just what our society does. So the issue of standardized testing obviously is taking center stage. Okay, this week it just happens to be literacy test week at my school, the secondary school where I'm supply teaching. Okay, and on Thursday, the literacy test. And for the past 2 months now, every student in grade 9 and 10 has been working on the literacy preparation package. Okay, this is 30 pages of how to write a literacy mock test. Like, are you kidding me? For the past 2 months, the school system has been preparing its students to write this god-darn test. All the teachers in the school, even peer tutors, student tutors, resource class teachers, all the teachers in the school have been focusing on preparing the students for this silly standardized test. Wow, that's all I can say. I mean, there are so many guidelines on how to write and report on every single thing. It's like the Bible of English writing, this thing. It's ridiculous. And then we're asking our students to be creative. We're trying to get our students to write creative writing. Okay, write creatively, be creative, think outside of the box. Everyone's too similar, everyone's stagnant. But how can you not be in a straitjacket when you're tied, your hands are tied by these tests, when your hands are tied by these exemplars, like writing a news report. Okay, writing a news report. There's a 50-mark news report. Okay, an exemplar on how to write a news report. And if you don't write your news report according to this style on the standardized test, you fail the test and you don't graduate high school. You have to complete the test. Event chart for a news story. Okay, event chart. I don't know if you can see that very well. Event chart for a news story. Body, header, footer. Okay, read between the lines. It has to fit in here. This is ridiculous. No wonder our students can't think on their own. Even at university now, people can't think on their own. Their hand has been held for so long. It's amazing what we're doing to our students in our society. It's gone crazy. Something needs to happen. There needs to be a reform. We need to protect our children. Not even protect our children. We need to prepare our children. We need to show them what really happens in life. We need to get them ready for the real world, not to pass and produce verbal diarrhea on these standardized tests. This is ridiculous. What does education come to?